Hey guys, welcome to the First Tech Series Entertainment Review. Today I'll be reviewing the Disney Plus original TV series Prop Culture. Prop Culture is a TV show hosted by Dan and Lanigan, and what he does is he revisits classic Disney films by looking at the props that help make the film. The show just dropped on Disney Plus back on May 1st, and I just finished watching the entire series this past weekend. So, what's really nice and interesting about the show is not only does it take you down memory lane, but it also kind of gives you backstory into the props and how these props really influenced the film, like what the details that went into them, how a lot of these props disappeared, and it kind of goes into how props are now being seen as museum pieces in a sense, as Disney now has Disney archives where they now hold on to a lot of the props so they can archive them and keep them around, because in the beginning of film, props were just made and then you never saw them again, or they were destroyed, and people would search for these mysterious props, and that's where we get our host Dan Lanigan, who is a prop collector, and he has a huge collection of props from various Disney films. And what is interesting is that you kind of get a little history lesson about these films as well, and what it from the directors, the cast, how these films were made, what went into making certain props for these films, what was the inspiration for props. And what's really cool is that we also get our first glimpse of Rick Moranis and back in the spotlight again, because one of the episodes focused on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is a very classic Disney film. It's a film of my childhood. Even though I was born way after the film was made, the film is definitely something I remember watching as a kid. I enjoyed it very, very much. And getting to see the types of things that they had to go through to kind of make this film what it was really interesting. And it was nice to see Rick Moranis on TV screen again. Of course, you know, he dropped off filmmaking and a long time ago, and it was just nice to see him talk about the film and how much he enjoyed working on the film and what the film meant to him. You also kind of get a sense of how much these actors missed or loved working on these films, because what was really cool about this show is that when Dan would bring props to some of the cast members, that they haven't seen these props in years, and it was very, very, very heartwarming to see their reaction, not only at the prop, but just to bring back memories of when they were acting and what that film and that the film meant to them, and what the memories it brought back up. There was a really touching scene during the Mary Poppins episode where he shows off the costume for, I believe it's the actress who played the daughter in Mary Poppins. I don't remember the character's name, but she was very emotional about when she got to see her costume that she wore back when she was a child actor, and how much fun she had working on that film and the memories it brought back to her. So I thought that was very, very sweet and heartwarming. And it just goes to show you that, you know, sometimes these actors, in the eyes of us people who just go to their fans who just go to see their films, we kind of take it for granted of how much fun these guys have making these films. And you could see it so much especially through the actors. The actors were probably one of the best parts of the series, when they brought the actors in to look at their props again and their costumes and just go straight down memory lane. If you're like a huge Disney fan or movie buff, or just a fan of these films in general, I highly recommend checking it out. It's 8 episodes. It's 8 different movies that they talk about. Mainly movies in the past. I believe the oldest film they talk about is Mary Poppins, and the most recent films are The Chronicles of Narnia and Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. But overall, this is such an enjoyable show. If you are, like I said, if you're just a fan of Disney, or you are a fan of movies in general, getting to see the behind the scenes look at these props, how they were made, what these creators went through, what they had to think of just to bring these props to life. It's such an interesting and knowledgeable, and just feeds you with knowledge of like what it takes to make a movie happen. It's not just the actors, it's just not the camera work, the directors. It's also these prop makers and costume designers. They go through a whole bunch just to bring these characters to life, and it makes you really appreciate how much work they put into these props and costumes. So like I said, I highly recommend checking out Prop Culture on Disney Plus. It's 8 episodes, very easy to binge. Each episode is about 30 minutes, so definitely go and check that out. And that's gonna do it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the subscribe button down below. Also click that like button and share it with your friends. And I'll be back with more reviews on here on Tech Studios Entertainment. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.